to the EpicVerse Podcast, where curiosities and theories run wild about the strange and spectacular and everything in between. And now, your hosts, JosiahRises, Benjamin, and Epic Mike.
Welcome back, everyone, to the EpicVerse Podcast. It's me, Josiah, and I'm with the boys.
It's right.
Mike and Ben. And we're all hanging out here, having a good old time.
Good old time.
Jolly good old time,
Jolly
mate.
tootin' grand old time.
And Ben is a shark today, apparently.
Right.
So
It's me.
Yeah, like it.
Just call me Daddy Shark.
Okay, no, nobody's gonna call you that, and I kind of want to just boot you after that. You just boot him.
Wow.
it's tempting.
Wow.
It really is.
All right. Well, you know, it's fine.
Go have a baby or something, Ben.
Yeah. Alien baby.
A baby
Go
shark.
have an alien baby.
Baby shark.
All right, so we're gonna get right into this because I want to ruin Ben's day.
Okay.
We're gonna jump right into this. Save that thought because we're coming right back. Listen, at the time of recording, I know we typically talk about conspiracy theories, conversations about things. Sometimes it's gonna talk a little bit of relevant news. Sometimes this is kind of irrelevant news. It'll be kind of irrelevant by the time we get to it, but not totally. And it'll also ruin Ben's day.
I'm not ready
Ben.
for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Ben, your boy, one of your favorite artists that exists, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was goose stepping across the stage the other day. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that, Ben?
My guy was putting his arm up in the air and goose stepping right across that stage. He did it multiple times, and when you think he was done, he'd go back and do it again. Straight up looked like he was, people that don't know, the goose step also is known as the Nazi March. He did it all but say those two famous words.
What?
What's
up with that, Ben?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Don't look at me. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that is.
He's your favorite artist. You love Justin Bieber.
You haven't heard about this, Ben?
I don't know.
You haven't heard about this situation?
No. Never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Ben,
wow.
I'm gonna send this to you, Ben, and
Okay.
you're gonna see this happening, and then you're gonna tell us all about how you feel about this because this is really important. Yeah, so
it was like
just
all over Twitter and
to go really specific for people. Yeah, Justin Bieber decided he was gonna do something that looked very akin to a Nazi march. I know some people are like, "Oh, that's not what it is." Oh, you got listen. You do it once, you're like, okay. You do it twice, it's a little weird. You do it 3 times, stops feeling like an accident and starts feeling like you're trying to say something. You know? And we've had our fair share of conspiracies on this show. This one's probably one of the easiest slam dunks of a conspiracy I've ever ran into. Looks pretty bad.
All right, we're watching.
What do you think, Ben?
Oh, geez, Ben is watching it. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. This is...
See, Ben is a staunch defender of all things Justin Bieber.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to hear what he says about this.
He'll probably say that it wasn't the case, and that's not what he was trying to do, but... Yeah.
I mean, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ben's thinking right now. I don't know. We can't even see him because he's a shark.
Okay, so I watched it. All right. Here's my hot take.
Did you watch the third time he did it, not just the first time?
I watched the entire video.
Okay, cool. Okay, here's your hot take.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go.
I don't really have an idea what's happening.
That's your hot take?
It's not a hot take, Ben. Nobody else does either. It looks like he's Nazi marching across the stage, and we need you to defend him or throw him under the bus. It's one of the two.
I can't do either because
you absolutely have to.
Yeah, I have no idea. He's never done anything similar to that before, so I'm not really sure if that's what he's doing or not. I guess that's my take on it. Yeah, I have no idea.
What else would he be doing there?
What else?
I don't freaking know.
What does it look like he's doing, Ben?
There's some weird stuff.
What does it look like he's doing, Ben?
I don't know.
Yeah, but what does it look like he's doing, Ben? Yes, you do. What does it look like he's doing, Ben?
I'd have to look at it.
If you saw anybody else doing that, what would you think immediately?
Well, I would have to look at another video to see what it actually looks like. But I don't know if I want to Google
you
that.
can see it right there in the video. Listen. So Now we confirm Ben can't even defend Justin Bieber from his Nazi ways.
Amen.
So rest in peace, Justin Bieber, I guess.
Yeah, whenever anybody brings up Justin Bieber again, including Ben, I'm just gonna be like, well, he's a Nazi, so
Wow.
He's dead to us.
yeah.
Wow. Well,
He's dead to us.
all right. Well, that's fine. I guess. Rest in pieces.
So speaking of celebrity conspiracy theories,
Oh, here we go. Okay.
we've got some crazy ones for this episode.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, some real crazy ones.
I do like
I do
crazy
want to get
things.
into that, but I know, Josiah, you were going to say something, and I didn't know if I ruined your segue. But I just want to double check, because if I ruined your segue, then well.
Oh no, you have me intrigued now. With
Okay,
this,
good.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you Andre the Giant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in fact a big guy. So, just throwing that out there. You know Warwick Davis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is in fact a small person.
Wow. You're kidding.
So,
You're joking.
just,
I don't know what you're trying to say here. I feel like I should maybe be offended somehow, but I don't know how to be.
No, I'm just saying there's big people and small people.
I mean, that is true. I actually one time saw Andre the Giant's chair, like his real life chair that a guy owned, and it's terrifyingly huge. Yeah.
I wonder what Warwick Davis's chair would look like.
I don't know. He drives normal sized vehicles though.
Really?
I watched that video of him falling out of one time.
Oh.
It was really bad, dude. It was a documentary, and he fell out of his vehicle, and they just left it in the documentary. I was like, dude, and he looked pissed too. He's like, "What are you recording for?" Like, it's for the documentary. I'm like, no, you recorded the guy fall. He fell far. It was like, it was a long fall.
That's a far drop for him.
I think he was in a truck. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I like Warwick Davis. I think he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. I don't know why they kept recording him falling out of a truck. I felt bad.
Yeah, that sounds kind of mean.
If you get,
But like, why?
Ben, let's see how this one hits you, Ben. I want to see how this one hits you.
Okay, hit me.
okay, here we go.
Ben, do you know
Let's
who
go.
Eminem is?
Well, yes, of course I know who Eminem
Marshall
is.
Mathers.
Eminem literally is
Shady.
from my state. Of course I know who he is. All right, get on with it.
There's a lot of people that are from your state that you don't know about, Ben.
Okay,
Yeah.
shut the.
Just
front
I want you to
door.
pull that list up, and we'll get back to that when we get done. Once we get done with this list, you can go down the list of celebrities that are from Michigan, please. I appreciate you, Josiah.
Which one?
Just get a list of celebrities that are from Michigan.
Oh yeah,
please.
yeah.
Easy, no problem.
So there's a conspiracy theory. This came out in 2006.
Okay.
I've heard of this one before, but I don't think Ben has, because he doesn't even know who Eminem is.
Is it the Eminem is actually
Claim
a
that
clone?
Eminem had died,
Mm-hmm.
and was replaced by an android clone.
Yep.
And
what year?
This was in 2006 that this first got
Oh wow.
talked about. Spanish website La Guay del Verón decided to pour fuel on this fire by addressing Eminem as an android clone and claiming he had died in a car accident back in 2006. Part of the reason is because his voice is like changed over time, and so he doesn't sound the same that he did when he first started. And so then fans started looking into this, and they said that people noticed that his jaw shape and his facial structure seemed to have changed over time. His eyes didn't look like they used to when he first started. And then apparently his lyrics right after 2006 significantly changed. And the style of his dress changed as well. Put great emphasis on hip-hop lifestyle and changed to a much darker style. Yeah.
So the clone
Then-
went dark.
They said that, things took a turn in 2013 when footage of Eminem glitching and a live ESPN report began circulating, which was hyped even more in 2016 when rapper B.O.B. posted a series of cryptic tweets claiming human cloning had been around 4 years. So then, this has been going on for a while now. Then 2019, Tom McDonald, who I know Josiah knows who that is.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if Ben knows who that is. He's a rapper.
Probably not.
It's okay, I got you.
No, I
Keep
don't know
up,
who that
Ben.
is.
The release of Tom McDonald released a song called "Cloned Rappers," and in the music video, plays this theory out that the Illuminati took bone samples of rappers and then got rid of the real rappers, put them in jail or like a prison somewhere, and then would use these clones to create music that fit more in line with the message. And this is all fueled by the Illuminati.
Interesting.
They can't control you, they erase the old you, he continues, before listing some of the names that have been cloned, including the likes of Gucci Mane, Kodak Black, and of course Eminem. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
To be honest, it kind of makes sense.
It does. I think
It kind of makes sense. Well, it's kind of weird that you mention all of this because I remember because 2006, 2007, 2008, those were all kind of like years where, Eminem was kind of going through his like rehab stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then something like that. And then I remember when he released his album after he was kind of done with all of that, and you started to see music videos of him, and I remember thinking back that I was like, Eminem looks different. Like his eyes, especially his eyes, really stood out to me as just being like different, like a lot like darker or something for some reason. And so I don't know, it's just kind of weird. And he made his hair dark. He started dressing dark. He just like kind of went totally different. So
yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's just kind of weird.
But
because I remember thinking of that back in the day.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
I'm trying to find the Eminem glitch here on the
yeah, I want to see that
during the ESPN here. Apparently, he was at a Notre Dame Michigan halftime game in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this
And
video,
he glitched out?
Huh?
The clone of him glitched out.
Yeah, send
So
the
he's
video. I want to
standing
see it.
here in an interview. I'll send this to you guys, but I'll describe what I'm watching here. And the commentators are talking to each other. Like they're standing there on either side of Eminem talking to each other. He's standing in the middle, and he has this blank expression on his face, and he's just like staring, like, and he's just like looking from side to side. Not moving.
I've seen that video.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, and so a lot of people think that he glitched out there. He also could have been on drugs, but we really don't know. You know.
Yeah.
But
What year is that from?
2013.
2013. Oh wow.
And this was, I mean, he stands there from 4 seconds into the video until 26 seconds in the video. He stands there and does it. Then they play his entire music video.
Yep.
And then the commentator, after they show his music video, talks to him, and they don't call him Eminem. They call him Marshall. And then he like snaps out of it, like he never even acknowledges that he was just staring. Really? I mean, he says he said live TV, and he looks super nervous, but he's been on live TV for years at this point. But yeah, they just kind of laugh about it, and then he just like doesn't really acknowledge that he was just staring for that time.
Yeah.
I love how like
it is weird.
they're talking to him, and then they like mention something about his video, and he just like completely snaps out of it. He's like, "Oh yeah, sorry," and then just like keeps talking. That's so weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird, man. I was like watching that, and I was like, this is, I don't even know what to think about this. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
Which, you know, I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that say that this video is just like Eminem, just because he, you know, just kind of acts like kind of goofy that time sometimes like that too. But I don't know if that's the case. But if you look at like a lot of the comments and stuff, there's a lot of people that are talking about how like that it's Eminem's clone malfunctioning, which is kind of funny.
Or it's drugs.
That too.
But
it could be drugs.
But I like to think that perhaps it is the clone malfunctioning, because I like the theory of it being a clone better than the idea of it just being drugs. Or the clone is on drugs.
The thing is, if you look at pictures between the two of them, there is some, you know, I mean, his facial structure did change over time and stuff. He's not the only person that's been, you know, not even the first really high profile person that's been accused of being replaced.
Oh, snap.
You know, Michael Jackson has been, and we'll get into the Michael Jackson theory. That one's pretty nuts as well. But a really big one that I think a lot of people probably forgot about, was back in 1966. Paul McCartney himself in the Beatles fame. Ben, do you know who the Beatles are?
Uh-huh.
Can you describe to us who the Beatles are for the audience? Just in case.
My goodness.
Please, Ben.
Oh my goodness. You know, are you really going to make me do this?
You don't actually know who the Beatles are?
Ben doesn't know who the Beatles are. I call them.
I'm just an alien from the planet, not Earth.
That's crazy.
Every person in the universe knows who the Beatles are, Ben.
Well, my people don't.
Yes, I bet you they do.
They
That's
don't.
what
I bet you they do. I bet you they listen to Beatles music.
John?
I'm
to be
concerned,
honest.
Ben. All right, so Paul is dead.
Okay.
It's an
Paul's dead.
urban legend conspiracy theory
Yeah.
alleging that English musician Paul McCartney of the Beatles died on November 9th of 1966 and was secretly replaced by a lookalike. The rumor began circulating around 1967, but grew in popularity after being reported on American college campuses in late 1969. Proponents base the theory on perceived clues found in Beatles songs and album covers. Clue hunting provides infectious and within a few weeks become an international phenomenon. According to the theory, Paul McCartney died in a car crash, and to spare the public from grief, the surviving Beatles replaced him with the winner of a Paul McCartney look-alike contest, sometimes identified as William Campbell, Billy Shears, or William Shears Campbell. Afterwards, the band left messages in their music and album artwork to communicate the truth to their fans. These include the 1968 song Glass Onion, in which Lennon sings, "Here's another clue for you all, the walrus was Paul," and the cover photo of their album Abbey Road, in which McCartney is shown barefoot and walking out of steps with his bandmates out of step. So that's an interesting one, and that's a big one I've seen before. On the cover of Abbey Road, everybody's walking in a certain way.
Yeah.
But they all have very specific outfits on, and one of them looks like the priest, one of them looks like the pallbearer, and then one of them looks like the gravedigger, and then Paul is wearing white like you would put on a dead person, but he's walking out of step with all the other Beatles. So, yeah. Now, obviously, there's a lot to that, but some people think that the Beatles were just really big trolls, and they just thought it was funny once they learned about the theory. But
Right.
like I know in some of their albums, I don't remember which one it is. If you play it backwards, it says Paul is dead on the back. Like if you play it backwards, that was like a big one. There's been a lot of these like different things that I'm trying to find where the first one. It was early 1967. A rumor circulated in London that Paul McCartney had been killed in a traffic accident while driving along the M1 motorway on the 7th of January. The rumor was acknowledged and rebutted in the February issue of the Beatles book, a fan magazine. McCartney then alluded to the rumor during a press conference in that May. But the Beatles were known for backmasking their music, analyzing their lyrics for hidden meaning, also become a popular trend in the US. And on the White Album, they put something about, I'm trying to find where it says it at. They said that they were purposely trying to confuse the listeners by saying the walrus was Paul, but a lot of people think that was a reference to the fact that like Paul wasn't really who Paul was anymore. So this is like a really big one, but there's a lot of like in their different songs where they showed things like that, or like there's an album where they have, it looks like a funeral procession that's going on. And then in 1969, the Beatles released the Abbey Road album as they were in the process of disbanding, and their press officer, Derek Taylor, responded to the rumor saying, "Recently, we've been getting a flood of inquiries asking about reports that Paul is dead. Been questioned like that for years, of course, but in the past few weeks, we've been getting them in the office, at home, night and day, and I'm even getting telephone calls from disc jockeys in others in the United States." Yeah. So I just think it's kind of interesting that, they kind of were like, yeah, it's definitely a thing, but then they just never really talked about it,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
I mean,
yeah.
so there's people out there that are making a weird. It reminds me of the Secret Wars stuff from Marvel, sort of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just replacing different people.
Yeah, just replacing influential people with clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it'd be a really interesting.
Also, forgive me, viewers, I had the thing mixed up. It was actually Paul was in just like a nice suit. He was not in white. It was actually John Lennon that was in white, and he looked like he was supposed to be like the priest. Anyway, continue, Ben.
No, I was gonna say I think that'd be a really interesting like story concept for like a book or something, or even like a movie where some organization is like replacing people with clones of themselves. I think that'd be really interesting. And then they like stick the actual people in like this dystopian type facility. I think that'd be a really, really interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You should write it, Ben.
Yeah, 100%. Wow. Okay, just don't say
What did you
anything.
say? I missed what you said.
That's
Wow.
fine.
What did you say?
That's fine.
I said you should write it,
Oh, okay,
Ben.
so
Yeah.
cool. Sounds good. I will.
Yeah.
I think Ben got replaced with a clone.
That's what I'm kind of
Jeez.
feeling. Yeah, that's what he's on the screen right now. His
I
face
did.
hasn't settled yet.
So first, Ben isn't actually human. He's an alien, but then his alien version of him got replaced by a clone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Actual me is like trapped in a pit somewhere.
Wow.
I'm like a mud pit or something with all the megatherium.
Well, there's just the one.
Oh, the last one. Yeah, my bad. The last.
Yeah, I don't
one,
know.
megatherium.
Apparently, there's just a lot of these theories apparently that have gone around. Another one that was a really weird clone theory was that or where was it? Avril Lavigne. That one came popular again recently.
Yeah.
That apparently Avril Lavigne got replaced with somebody that looks exactly like her. Because she was like she was troublesome. And they were having trouble, like they were having issues with her, and then she apparently died of an overdose or something. Was replaced by a lookalike. But that, like, once again, it was kind of a similar thing to what happened with Eminem, where they said that like her music slightly changed from like more of this emo stuff to like this pop punk style, and then she looked slightly different. And the people who claimed like her replacement, they have pictures of whoever the replacement is supposed to be, like next to Avril Lavigne, and they do look similar. You know, but it's hard to know all this stuff for 100, for sure. But that's been like a really big theory, is that like, they point out like that they have different like smiles and different eye colors and stuff. But that if you put enough makeup on the one, it looks like her and stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought that was kind of fascinating. Yeah. But my thing is this, one of the things that we run into a lot that I think is really interesting, just specifically with conspiracy theories, is sometimes you run into ones you're like, oh, that's silly, or oh, whatever, But I always find it interesting when you do find like a through line that has like a consistent like conversation between, like, oh, this person got replaced with this person, and this person got replaced with this person. It always kind of comes down to like money, and that they were like really popular. And so it would have been a bad thing for them to have, like, died. I know Michael Jackson. So, I said that about Michael Jackson. Apparently, Michael Jackson, they say he was replaced. They said that's why he eventually had, like, all the pale skin and all the surgeries and stuff, was because he got severely burned at this concert years and years and years back in his career. I don't remember exactly what year that was that he got burned. But yeah, and back then he had like curly hair, and he had like brown skin and everything. And then he got burned really bad, and the theory is that what happened was he died from his injuries and then was replaced, and his replacement was the one that kind of was like losing it and started like getting all these surgeries and bleaching his skin and stuff because he couldn't handle the pressure.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I have a theory. What if
Oh,
Justin Bieber is actually a clone?
do you have?
Okay. Do you have anything to back that up with?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. But I was just thinking, what if Justin Bieber is a
Are
clone?
you just
So you
saying
think that he got
because-
replaced by a Nazi clone?
Maybe. You never know. You never freaking know.
Well, I mean,
he's just as cringe as he was when he was a kid.
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. He never really stopped being lame.
Wow.
So I'm just kind of I'm waiting for you to bring something to me that
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Never mind. Forget my theory.
Your theory sucks, Ben.
Yeah.
Fine. Fair. I take it.
You know what?
But,
there's
my
kind of crazy
butt where
though.
it came from.
Because remember how like things all connect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who was really good friends with Michael Jackson?
Your
Who?
mom.
Paul McCartney.
Oh.
They were
Did
actually
Michael
really
Jackson
friends.
fake his
Oh.
death?
That's what I literally was just talking
Yes,
about.
I know.
And then I was trying to connect it to the fact that him and Paul McCartney, you know.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like, you know, you start connecting these people that are all like the clones, so they can talk to each other and have somebody to share.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? I don't know. I just think that's kind of fascinating, you know?
It's freaking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Specifically that, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently Michael Jackson and Eminem hated each other.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
you know, I mean, some of these clones don't have to all get along.
That's true.
Yeah. You know, some of them might just might not like each other. You know,
True.
you can't really do much about that. Yeah.
So what would be the purpose of clone replacements? Like, what's the deal?
Maybe they want the actual. Maybe it's like the aliens, and they want the actual people to run science experiments on because they think they're like fascinating for some reason, or they have something that the aliens want. That's a theory. You know,
that is a theory.
Yeah. Or maybe it's even the government wants like these people because they've got something like in their DNA or something along those lines that they want for like testing or experimentation, and so they need the actual copy or like the actual people. So then they just make carbon copies of them. Like, how do we know they're not cloning people in Area 66 or whatever it's called, Area 51? How do we know they're not copying or like cloning people over there?
Well, the thing is, like, it would make sense if you want to keep the original, just so you constantly have a supply in case the clones die. We don't know how long these clones live for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
True.
Apparently, so
yeah.
There's quite a few different celebrities that get that. Apparently, people believe that Miley Cyrus was also replaced, and that's why she went
from Hannah Montana to Miley Cyrus
because her clone couldn't handle it.
Yeah, from like
makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
there's also people that believe
Beyonce
that Miley also might actually be a reptilian shapeshifter.
I like that.
See, that's what I was starting to wonder because
That'd be amazing.
It's interesting. Because there's also this thing that goes on where sometimes, kind of like the Eminem malfunction, you see different celebrities doing weird stuff, or not even, I mean, politicians too. But like, have you ever seen the video of like Nancy Pelosi's eye that like went weird suddenly?
Oh, I think I have seen.
Yeah,
that.
Like, it just like. Yeah, it's like super bizarre and kind of freaky. Yeah. But like people were saying that maybe she's like a clone, or maybe she's like actually like a lizard person or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she was a lizard person.
So maybe the lizard people are the ones that are making the clones.
Dude, the lizard people are always up to something, and it's not ever good.
And if that's the case, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
how else are they gonna take
lizard
over the
people,
world?
they gotta have clones because they can't do it. So they gotta have clones that can infiltrate humanity.
Yeah, or they're wearing meat suits, and those meat suits get bad after a while, so they have to keep making more. You know.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
So maybe Eminem and all these other celebrities are actually lizard people.
A lizard person in the meat suit.
Yeah.
Apparently, the same thing happened. The same thing was reported on with Justin Bieber and Britney Spears.
Huh.
Yeah.
Not Justin Bieber, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. Yeah, same Justin. Back in 2001, there was a rumor that they were in a car crash, and these two radio disc jockeys said that they were and reported on it, and that Justin was comatose. And there's a lot of people concerned. And then, obviously Justin came out of it supposedly, but that we've actually been witnessing a clone the whole time of Britney Spears, but. It just so happens that a lot of these celebrities that we know specifically that are being claimed, other than Paul McCartney, strangely enough, were supposedly replaced with somebody else and had these really big breakdowns or disappeared from the public eye for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
It's
interesting.
an interesting thought when you start looking at stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that could just be clones.
Yeah.
So
just romping around.
Just
walking around, just
doing their clone
pretending
thing.
to be people. I mean, I think it's harder to believe that they're reptilians. I think that, but I don't know, man.
But like I mean, I don't.
But who knows?
I absolutely don't believe the government for a second when they say they can't do things like clone people and stuff like that. Like, I guarantee you there are people that know how to do that stuff, or at least they've experimented with it in depth, and perhaps had some pretty successful experiments. So, I mean, like, there's so many things we don't know that happen, you know, like, all over.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you can't rule it out 100% at all. I don't think you can technically rule.
True.
There's a lot of things
True.
you can't rule out 100%, but a lot of people tend to do that. So keep an open mind.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to know. But apparently there's another one. There's another theory that Taylor Swift was replaced by that Taylor Swift is a clone of a satanic cult leader in the 60s. Yeah. Her name was Zena LaVey. She was daughter and the founder of the Church of Satan, was a high priest of the church between 1985 and 1990.
Oh.
And then she left the church in 1990. Yeah. Which is the same year, I believe, that Taylor Swift was born.
Oh.
And that it's believed that she's actually it's a clone.
Interesting.
Or that they might be related somehow. Yeah, because they look so similar to each other. But they're trying to hide the, truth of where they come from.
Wow.
But, yeah, I mean, if you look at some of Taylor Swift's newer stuff, start taking a more dark turn, you know? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, and you want to hear something that's kind of interesting, you know, with all this talk about Nancy Pelosi and her weird eye and stuff?
Oh.
So, apparently Nancy Pelosi has quite the interest in cloning.
Oh.
As far as because apparently there was there's the Human Cloning Act that was on the table in 2007 that she became a part of, that she was very involved with, and she basically was one of the spearheaders in a lot of that type of stuff. So yeah, so
Interesting.
just throwing out that little nugget. So maybe they're all just clones.
They could be.
Yeah. Could be. Want to hear another crazy one?
Maybe
What's
we're
that?
all clones.
So this one isn't even a replacement theory. This one is a little bit darker.
Oh.
Apparently, you know, we all remember Lindsay Lohan. She played in The Parent Trap. Well, there's a lot of people that believe and seem to remember, we've talked about this before, the Mandela effect, that Lindsay Lohan actually did have a twin sister named Kelsey Morgan Lohan. And that they were actually in the movie The Parent Trap together.
Okay.
And they actually acted the two scenes together. And a lot of people that they believe that the one twin was either murdered or she died or something because she was never heard from again, because Lindsay was going to be the star. They decided Lindsay was supposed to be the star, not Kelsey.
Okay.
So that's, you know, okay. Like, wow, you know, weird theory. I'd throw that out there. But then in 2007, Lindsay Lohan was in a movie called I Knew Who Killed Me, about a battered young woman who returns home claiming to be someone else, her twin, after being kidnapped. And right after the movie was filmed, Lindsay Lohan had to check into rehab for the first time ever in her career. A lot of people believe it was because the content was so heavy that in how relatable it was to her life that she had to take a second and she had like a mental breakdown because of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you do with that?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Huh.
Yeah.
So Ben, who do you think is a clone?
All of them.
You listed a lot of people.
Yeah.
All of them?
No, I think the most plausible would be Eminem. And I don't know. I honestly like the Paul McCartney one. I like that theory. I don't know if I could say that's the most plausible, but I like that specific theory a lot. Those two probably are like my favorite of the theories, but I mean, honestly, any of them could be. Like, there's people that think Hitler was cloned and stuff.
True.
You know?
Wow, you went right to Hitler, didn't you, Ben?
Yeah.
No, but like, I'm just saying that, like,
Starting to detect a pattern between you and Justin Bieber
Stop.
here.
No, but I do think there's a lot of sus stuff that happens that we don't know about. So could be the case with a lot of people.
Yeah. That's very
yeah?
true. That's very
Absolutely,
true.
man. Yeah.
All right, Ben. So I have a list of people from Michigan.
Okay.
So, do you know who David Spade is?
Yes.
He's not from.
Do you know who Larry Page is?
No.
Josiah, do you know who Larry Page is?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Who's Larry Page?
Yeah.
So,
He's the co-founder of Google.
Oh yeah, Larry. Okay.
probably
Yeah.
just-
Who else?
Do you know who Kate Upton is?
Yes, of course I know who Kate Upton is.
Why do you say it so indignant? That's what's weird about that.
I knew.
He's
you
like,
know
of
who
course I
Kate
know who
Upton
that is. Why would you think I didn't know who Kate Upton was?
I may or may
Kate
not,
Upton.
may or may not have had a crush on Kate Upton when I was like 15 years old. So
You definitely did.
I mean, which horny teenage boy didn't have
that's
a crush
true.
on her,
That's
to
true.
be
That's
honest?
true. That's true.
So.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Do you know who Christy Brinkley is?
Yes, that name sounds very familiar.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Who is she, Ben?
I don't remember, but it sounds familiar.
Do you know who Devin Booker is?
I do know who Devin Booker is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, you knew a couple out of a lot of these, so you know.
I knew most of
I don't
them.
think that really completely proves that.
Keegan Michael Key
I mean-
also is from Detroit.
Ben just looked up his own list.
Yeah.
No, literally that's something. Taylor Lautner is from Michigan. All right.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people
he
from
threw that
Michigan.
and look at the
Yeah.
he had it. He started all of a sudden. He knew every single person that was
Yeah.
in Michigan. He was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh well,
It's like
whatever.
it's all coming together now."
Just give me credit where credit's due. I didn't look up a single person.
I don't believe it.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Well, you don't have to believe me. That's fine. That's fine. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it is fine,
I'm
'cause I
done.
don't
I'm
believe
done
you,
with you,
right?
mother truckers. All right.
All right. So, with all that being said, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this episode. And if you're watching us on YouTube, then please subscribe and leave a comment. We would appreciate that a lot. And let us know in the comments if you think that Ben is a clone.
Oh snap.
And if you're listening to us on your favorite audio podcast platform, then please leave a review. Thank you so much, and we will catch you all in another episode very soon.
Ben's a clone.
Bye.